Ready with the Flair Restaurant and Banquet tail of the tape in the super middleweight division. Reynaldo Rodriguez standing at 6'5" with 3 knockouts, 167 pounds, standing at 5 feet 11 inches from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. His opponent, Joe Gardner, 10'5" with 1 knockout, weighing 167 pounds, sitting at 6 feet 1 inch, also hailing from Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Now to the center of the ring to Bill Carpenter with the official fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Flair Banquet and Restaurant co-feature. This is our special attraction, co-feature bout of the evening, scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing, super middleweights. Your referee is Eddie Claudio. Introducing the red corner, he's wearing the solid black trunks. He weighed in at 167 pounds. His professional record shows 6 wins, 5 losses with 1 draw, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen, Reynaldo El Latigo Rodriguez. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the camouflage trunks, also tipped the scales at exactly 167 pounds. His winning professional record, 10 wins with just 5 losses. He also trains and fights out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Introducing Joe Gardner. Referee Eddie Claudio with final instructions.
Come on, Coach. All right, we went over the rules. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this on top of the letters, okay? Obey my commands and protect yourself all the time. Touch him up, back to your opponent.
Our special attraction bout tonight, 6 rounds of boxing, super middleweights.
Here we go with this middleweight battle coming out of the red corner with the black trunks. 35-year-old Reynaldo Rodriguez carrying a record of 6'5" with 3 knockouts. Living in Woonsocket, hailing from Carolina, Puerto Rico. His opponent coming out of the blue corner with the camouflage shorts, Joe Gardner. The 37-year-old carries a record of 10'5" with 1 knockout. Living in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Rich, this is a fight where both fighters know each other all too well.
Yeah, they used to be in the same gym, actually. I think Reynaldo left the Woonsocket boxing gym. So they've sparred each other many times.
It must make for an interesting matchup, and a confusing matchup at that point is going into a fight where you've seen the guy train, you've trained with him, you've sparred with him, you've seen him spar. How do you go into a contest like this? I mean, I'm sure both fighters have done different things with their game since then, but a fighter always reverts a little bit back to their natural tendencies, which I'm sure both fighters know.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any surprises in this fight, so should kind of go back to what happens in the ring when they're sparring.
Between the two, only 4 knockouts in 16 professional wins. Expect to see a very methodical fight here. Both fighters trying to pick each other apart, win the rounds on points.
I don't know much about Reynaldo, but Joe's a tough kid. He comes to fight. He always comes to fight.
Reynaldo started his career off 5-0. Took some time off from boxing, came back since then, only 1 win in 7 bouts. But in those 7 bouts, Rich, the opponent's combined record, 43-13. So it's not like Reynaldo came back and was fighting just some local chumps. He was fighting the best of the best. 43 wins of the combined opponents since his return to boxing.
Yeah, and he came off of 5-0, so he's here to fight.
The other side, you look at Joe Gardner. He started his career off 4-0-1, then took 7 years off. Went on a 3-fight losing streak, but to the likes of Sean Estrada, Brian Barboza, and Elvin Ayala. 61 wins combined between those 3 guys. So both fighters not afraid to step up in competition. So right now this must be a luxury for these guys to fight someone that they know on a local level where they can go in there and they can be themselves, let their hands go, and not have to worry about a world-class elite fighter coming at them.
Yeah, definitely. And from what I've heard, Joe kind of dictates the pace when they're sparring. Or he has in the past, but it doesn't seem to be that way tonight. Looks like Reynaldo is pushing the pace.
Final seconds of round number 1 of a scheduled 6-round super middleweight bout. Both fighters weighed in yesterday, a pound under the limit at 167 pounds. As round number 1 comes to a close in this battle of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, who's going to have the bragging rights? Joey Gardner in the blue corner. Now see his trainers come in. Let's listen here in Team Gardner.
Post Road Service Center in North Kingstown will provide all the service you need to make sure your vehicle runs as it should for as long as it should.
Circle out, don't go backwards, okay? That's the only thing you're doing wrong, and you can't call a punch. All right? So just, hey, Joey, outwork him. Don't let him steal the rounds. All right. Outwork him. But finish with the hook. Wide open for the hook.
Not much going on there in the corner, Rich, other than Gardner's corner saying just outwork him, continue to outwork him. And that's why Joe Gardner's been so successful with his 10 wins, is that he's always been able to outwork his opponents. The last time we saw Joe Gardner was here against undefeated Alex Amparo, who came in at 5-0, and Joe Gardner outworked him.
Yeah,
the entire fight.
I was expecting Joe to come out here and outwork him tonight. Maybe the sparring matches before this is kind of messing him up a little bit because he was expecting to dictate the entire fight. Doesn't seem to be the case tonight, though.
We'll see if Joe can listen to the advice of the corner here and outwork Reynaldo.
Sometimes the fighter gets a little too comfortable and he gets a little lazy. He needs to go back to what he knows, and that's just take it to him.
Regardless, certainly made a home here at Twin River. 6-1 in this building, 10-2 overall in Rhode Island. He's certainly been a hometown fighter here and has enjoyed fighting in the Ocean State. He also won the USA New England Light Heavyweight Championship against Keith Coslin a few years ago here at the same casino. Last fight here again against Alex Amparo was a milestone victory for Gardner, winning his 10th professional bout.
Yeah, Joe's an interesting character. He doesn't appear that threatening, but he's what you call a ringer. He doesn't seem that threatening, but when he gets here, he comes to fight. He can really pull off a surprise on him. Tough kid. Good guy outside the ring, too. I love him.
Joe Gardner, 37 years old, only 2 years older than Reynaldo Rodriguez. Both fighters started off their career very successfully. Gardner 4-0, Rodriguez 5-0, and they each took a 6- and 7-year layoff respectively, and have since then been getting back in the groove here fighting at Twin River. That just goes to show you, we saw that also with Benny Constantino earlier. Fighters have a lot of success in this sport with undefeated records, then they take a long layoff and come back, and then you start fighting these guys who are much younger than you, have a lot more energy, but then it's nice to see guys like Gardner and Rodriguez who can keep up with these younger guys and now fighting in a good fight here against each other.
Yeah, definitely. It's a real hard thing to do to come off a layoff, though, you know. When you're going up against a guy that's had momentum and been consistently fighting, it's not an easy task.
Round number 2 coming to a close, 30 seconds to go.
Great matchup. They both seem to be in pretty decent shape.
Final seconds to go here, and Rodriguez looked like he got hit by a good shot there by Gardner, who just pushes Joe back into the corner. You gotta love about these two fighters, Rich. A lot of times in the local scene, a fighter's not gonna want to fight the other local guy. Where Rodriguez and Gardner have made their living doing that, fighting the likes of Keith Coslin, Bobo Starnino. And now they're here fighting each other. That's what you gotta love about these two guys. They want the in-state rivalry. And now for the first time, it's the Woonsocket rivalry, the battle of Woonsocket bragging rights.
Yeah, they're from the same gym. I mean, not right now, but they were training out of the same gym. So this is an interesting matchup. Once again, great matchup by CES.
6th round bout. This really is anybody's fight right now.
Yeah, it seems to be a perfect matchup there. Nobody seems to be taking the fight.
This is something where we've seen today, Rich, where first few fights we thought we scored the fights a certain way and the judges may have seen it a little differently. This is a tough fight right now because both first 2 rounds are so close, you don't know which way the 3 judges scored them. And no matter how you and I score them, it really just matters on those 3 guys sitting on the stool and how they see the fight. And Gardner Rodriguez going to leave it up into their hands so far if this fight continues at this pace.
Right, and I couldn't tell you who's winning right now, to tell you the truth. Looks like Reynaldo is pushing the pace, but he's getting tagged on the way in, so it's not one-sided by any means.
Gardner riding a 2-fight win streak again. Beat the 5-0 Alex Amparo before that. He beat the late Philip Burnett in a split decision. Now in here against Reynaldo Rodriguez, who hasn't had as much luck recently. Only 1 win in his last 6 bouts. That 1 win was a knockout over fan favorite Richard Bobo the Bull Starnino here at Twin River. And Richard Bobo the Bull. And it's tough to knock out the Bull, and Reynaldo did that, so you certainly know that he can pack a punch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bobo's a tough character, I tell you that. That's why he's loved in Rhode Island here. Right hook.
This combination there by Joe Gardner coming forward. Missed on the first one, came back with the right hand. Both these fighters share a common opponent in Keith Coslin. Joe Gardner beat Coslin to win the USA New England Light Heavyweight Championship here at Twin River. Rodriguez fought Coslin twice. He had a draw with him at Mohegan Sun. One of the most exciting fights we've seen in a long time here in New England. But he lost the rematch. It looks like referee Claudio just got to call that a slip and let the 2 fighters continue to go here in the final 30 or so seconds of round number 3.
Yeah, it looks like Joey's starting to pull ahead here towards the end of this round. Even though he did slip, he caught him with a nice right uppercut right before that. Yeah, Joey seems to be trying to score inside the clinch. He's getting a little more aggressive. As I say that, he get hit with the right hand.
Final seconds of the round. Well, let's listen in here. The blue corner with Team Gardner.
This kid is dead tired. You gotta press him now. You gotta stop backing him up now. He wants to pick when he wants to fight now. Don't let him pick when he wants to fight. Make him fight. Make him fight now. He's dead tired. He is dead tired. Put the pressure on him now. Stop backing him up. Stop backing him up.
Interesting there, Rich. After that first round, we both thought that Reynaldo controlled the pace, which is uncharacteristic of Joe Gardner, let an opponent control the pace. In the back of my mind, I was wondering whether that was Gardner's plan, let Reynaldo tire himself out. Because now you hear in the corner, they just said you have to press him, make him fight. He's dog-tired right now. So this corner knows that Joe Gardner has more stamina right now going into the final few rounds than his opponent, Rodriguez. Maybe that was part of the game plan, let him tire himself out.
Well, Rodriguez is the one that changed camps, so Joey's camp knows Rodriguez more than Rodriguez's camp knows Joey. It seems like Joey picked up the pace at the end of the last round, too. So maybe that might be the plan. It seems to be working.
Halfway through this 6-round bout. Battle here for Woonsocket pride. And Joe Gardner in the camouflage shorts Reynaldo Rodriguez in the black trunks. Kind of what we expected here in this bout, Rich. A methodical fight, both fighters trying to outsmart and outclass each other.
Pretty even fight, I tell you. Even in the clinch, they're both trying to hit each other.
It certainly is a very close fight, and a fight where you really don't know where this fight is at in the scorebooks going into the last 3 rounds. This really could be anybody's fight.
They even look alike. Didn't have different shorts on. You wouldn't know who's who here.
Good thing Joe Gardner came in with the camouflage.
Nice left hook by Joey.
Gardner now up against the ropes. Final minute to go here, round number 4. So a pair of ring veterans here going at it, and Rodriguez almost goes through the ropes there as Joe sidestepped him to the left.
Gotta jump on him now.
Now Gardner fighting from the center going forward.
He'll tighten up his punches a little bit.
I really think, Rich, that Gardner's had most success in this fight when he's going forward.
Oh, definitely.
Throwing those punches while he's still moving.
Definitely.
End of round number 4.
Fight fans at the 9, whether it's the
2 rounds to go here.
All new clientele get 20% off.
It seemed pretty even thus far, but looks like Joey might be picking up the slack a little bit.
At 861 Creswalk Avenue. Stop in and get done up to the
You look in the ring right now, Rich. Joe Gardner electing not to use a stool. His opponent, Rodriguez, as you see here, with the towel around his neck, sitting down on the stool.
Yeah, that says several different things. It says, I'm in shape. Tells your opponent, I'm in shape. And I'm ready to bring it.
Rich, how much of that could be psychological? Knowing Joe Gardner, he sees his opponent sucking some breath there, looking across the ring and seeing Joe Gardner standing up. How much of that could be psychological?
Well, that could be, that's huge. It could be 80% psychological. Your brain is a computer. Oh, nice left hook.
Joe Gardner coming firing out here in round number 5.
Yeah, he's ready to bring it. He's ready to win this fight.
We heard in between the previous round, the corner saying outwork him and press him, make him fight. And Joe Gardner comes flying out from the 5th round, a big left hook.
Yeah, you can see it in Joey's eyes. He's ready to win this fight. We're not.
These are the fights that Joe liked. He said in a press release the other day, he likes how Rodriguez thinks he's going to come here and take the fight to him. That he's had so much success because guys like Alex Amparo and Keith Coslin will go out in public and say that I'm going to take the fight to him. And Joe Gardner ends up outworking and outclassing him. This is exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
Reynaldo to come forward and think that he could take the fight to him.
He loves the challenge. He loves the challenge. He likes stepping up. Joey's coming to win right now, but he's not going to let him take it.
A sold-out crowd here at the Twin River Event Center. It's in large part due to the main event between Peter Manfredo Jr. and Walter Wright. And the fans so far if they only came for that main event, they've been spoiled by this undercard. Some great fights tonight by Thomas Fallowo and Julio Garcia. Nice battle between Kevin Cobbs and Paul Gonzalez. And now this fight right here between Joe Gardner and Reynaldo Rodriguez. If you're a boxing purist, this is a great fight.
Yeah, this is slugfest. Look at this. Beautiful.
Nearing the final minute of round number 5.
This is a battle of will, not skill right here, I'll tell you that. Not saying they don't have skill, but they are going at it. They're going at it. Great fight. Nice left hook again by Joey.
You hear the crowd trying to cheer on both Woonsocket fighters. Final 30 seconds of round number 5.
Jeez.
A stiff jab there by Rodriguez.
Yeah, and Joey keeps cracking him with a beautiful left hook, and then Rodriguez will jump right on him. He doesn't back up one step.
Oh, Rich, this fight is going to go the 6th and final round between Joe Gardner and Reynaldo Rodriguez. Let's listen in here to Team Gardner and the instructions for the final 3 minutes.
No, just a little bit on your nose. Joe, you need this round. You need this round. You hear me? You need this round. Hey, you're loading up on your punches. Throw the speed at him. Throw the speed at him. I'll work it.
right now, but I'll win this one.
I'll work it. It ain't 4-1, baby. It's not 4-1.
Feels like 4-1.
You need this round. Hey, you lose this round, you can lose this round.
I want this.
Win this round.
I want it.
Win this round. All right? Win this round. Win this round, Joey. Speed wins this round. All right? He's too tired to get out of the way. Give him with speed the whole round. The whole round.
And you heard there, Rich, in between rounds, a corner for Joe Gardner. You see Reynaldo Rodriguez goes flying out here.
I didn't even hear a bell.
So saying the corner there for Joe Gardner says, you have to win this round. Joe thought he was ahead 4-1 and asked his corner, are you sure it's not 4-1? It feels like 4-1.
Yeah, there's been some tight scoring tonight. You can't. Wow, look at this fight. I didn't even hear the bell. They just came out swinging.
It's interesting. It looks like Rodriguez's corner must have told him, come out swinging. You need a big punch here.
I don't think the stools were out of the ring before they started punching each other.
Gotta love the determination of Rodriguez coming out here after the bell.
Beautiful.
Final 2 minutes to go here in this battle. A slip there, and referee Eddie Claudio asked the corner to towel up that side of the corner.
These guys are just looking to kill each other.
Really the most exciting round so far between Rodriguez and Gardner.
This is just a fancy street fight right here, I'll tell you that. This is an exciting battle.
Joe Gardner's corner again told him he needed this round to win this fight. And so far, Rodriguez has been taking the fight to him, being more aggressive and getting more power in there. Has that ever happened to you, Rich, as a fighter, where you go into a corner thinking you're ahead on the scorecard and the corner tells you you're not as far ahead as you think you are?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, almost every fight. That's their job. Keep you motivated. Just never get lazy. I gotta tell you, this is gonna be a tough one to score.
Certainly is anybody's fight going in the last 30 seconds. This fight could be won in this final half a minute here, Rich. You see Rodriguez lunging forward and Gardner tying up. Here we go, final 15 seconds, nearing 10 seconds. Joe Gardner, Reynaldo Rodriguez, the battle of Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Oh, they're going at it. Look at it. I love it.
And that's it. 6 rounds in the books, and it's gonna go to the scorecards. Both fighters with their hands raised. What a valiant effort by both fighters when it really looked like Gardner was gonna start to pick up the pace and maybe take the last few rounds. Rodriguez somehow found that extra gear, that extra momentum, and was able to come out swinging. Like you said, before the Souls were even out of the ring, he wanted that last round bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see how the judges score this fight. There's been some interesting scoring tonight, so curious to see how this one shapes up.
Joe Gardner riding a 2-fight win streak, the 37-year-old from Woonsocket, Rhode Island, fighting for the 13th time in his professional career in Rhode Island. Reynaldo Rodriguez, the 35-year-old, looking to get his 7th victory. And we're just moments away from the official scoring here by the 3 judges.
Also, a special CES happy birthday to Classic Entertainment Sports owner Michael Parente. Tomorrow, Mike Parente's birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
And the scores are in. Let's head down to the center of the ring with Bill Carpenter for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, let's go to the judges' scorecards for your official decision. Judges Paolino, San Martino, and Scungio all score the bout identically, 58-56, for your winner by unanimous decision, Joe Gardner.